Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Saturday night. Welcome back to Romhack Races. How you doing? It's good to see you. We have got an exciting level tonight. I am Glitch Cat, and joining me tonight on co-commentary, I'm happy to welcome to the giant commentator booth floating in the reflective orb above the stadium, RB Pimlico. Hello, how are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing great. Glitch Cat, thank you for having me. Everyone, hello. It's great to be here. It's great to be here up in this booth. It's very spacious. Glitch Cat spares no expense for their commentators.
We got a very nice view up here. Thank you so much for dropping by. We're getting some new faces and some new friends up in here to get some more commentary for everybody. It is week 219. It is Defiled Wreckage, the name of the level from FYRE150. And before we get too far ahead of ourselves here, the ratings, very, very important. RB, you actually tested this one, so thank you for that. We got overall difficulty 6 out of 10 tonight. Complexity 6 out of 10. Execution, that's at 6 out of 10. But here's the thing, 2 sections total and a length of only 4. So maybe shorter, but very difficult. RB, you have actually tested this one, and I know you've raced in the past. How do you feel going into this? What do you think without spoiling too much, what do you think the play is going to be tonight?
Oh, I think this is going to be a very interesting one. I mean, Fire, as I'm sure a lot of people know, if they've seen Romhack races before or seen anyone play Kaizo, you've probably seen some Fire material up on the screen. They make absolutely fantastic stuff. Always interesting, good flow, but also not just easy. Turn your brain off and move forward. Fire does love to ask you to think, and this is exactly what you should expect from this level. I think there's going to be a couple moments. Being able to read quick and being able to actually think about what you're seeing on the screen and remembering to turn your brain back on when you need to is going to be what gets people through this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, it's that the consistency in one shots like we always talk about, and with this one in particular, the smart brain setups might throw the lead in one player's favor or another. I want to shout out all the testers before we get started here. We got Kerr, RB, Sulfur X is helping us out, Mithrillionaire, and Walking Eye. So you know it's going to be really good. If you are new here and you don't know how this all works, Romhack Races, it's a fresh level every week. These racers are about to race it for you here. We got Louis Duce, B2, Halcyon, Jank Pickle to start, but we got more off screen, and we'll be seeing them as time goes on. Oh, geez, water? I hope you know your way around water. Okay, well, here we go.
All right, and they are off. And yeah, I would say that water, you're definitely going to want to know your way around water, as I think you'll all see on the screen in a bit. Not just being in the water, but being able to make some water for yourself.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, geez, yeah, so Fire, with the incredibly brainy, cool setups all the time. Yeah, what do we got here? On-off switch, which turns the water into lava, and we've got the layer 2 scroll. So there's moving up and down. There's water, lava on the floor and the ceiling. Wow, that is so neat.
Yeah, as you can see from all the players right now, right? There is a cycle that's out of the player's hands, right? And then there's an effective cycle that the player controls with these on-off blocks. So Fire's kind of, making you juggle those two things at once, or juggle something against something else you can't control.
It's super interesting. I love this. Like it switches once, right? It's lava and water, and now it's on the ceiling. So yes. First things first here, we got to grab this red shell. Looks like everybody's got the hang of this switching mechanic, and that red Koopa at the top. They need to grab that shell, and when you're holding an item underwater, you swim more quickly. And that's how they're getting through that little 2-tile gap, because like RB said, you need to move quickly because that ceiling water is just going to move independently. You got to get out of there on time.
That's right, and I think I just saw Halcyon and almost Louis Duce, just saw Halcyon actually get through the corridor, and I think see a little bit of what's coming up there, probably starting to map out what their next moves are. And I do really like, I gotta say, Halcyon is, they probably don't know it yet, but they're doing a really smart thing here most of the time in keeping their line. When you're item swimming, right, you're kind of in an arc. You don't just go straight when you press down and let yourself come back up. It's kind of a loose parabola. And and they're keeping that line really thin there, which is exactly what they need to do. You need to save as much time as you can, you know, to make sure that you're staying against the cycle properly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good point about item swimming. You want that light tap. You actually don't want to touch it that, but just kind of let yourself drift and see how they like you said, they flow through that really cleanly. Looks like Halcyon and Jank Pickle I saw getting past that actually. So the next up, yeah, also B2 in the upper right. So that
Louis
floor
well.
lava's coming back up. Yeah, they want to hit that on off.
4 of them at the same time, I think, did just about the same thing. They figured out the back throw, and now they're just trying to land on that. Oh, and it looks like Jank Pickle is creeping forward inch by inch.
We got Nathan though. Holy moly, big progress here. Nathan MG taking it even farther in the lower right. Looks like they've gotten to, looks like a baby Yoshi. So we've definitely, oh, and Louis Duce there in the upper left also. So yeah, recovering that shell after the on-off switch and then using it to open that yellow turn block there so they can get through. Really tricky and really precise because of how fast they have to move.
And also, you know, good credit to all of the people racing. Not that it's a surprise. You know, everyone here is very talented, but credit to know, you know, not even to have to think about it, but, you know, you back throw a shell, right? You land on it, and then you see, oh, that shell is just still there. And just, you know, everyone, I think anyone that plays Kaizo at this point, you just kind of have that, it hits you immediately like, well, the shell's still there. I obviously have to pick it up. I don't even think they need to see the setup in front of them to know.
Yeah, that's very true. If you can keep it, you probably should keep it.
That's right.
Really clean execution though. B2, Louis, Halcyon, like everybody just getting through this back shot now. This is a great level, I think, to watch the racers build consistency really quickly. They're not dying on the first item swim anymore. They've got that because it reduces to such a nice choreography throughout this level. Nathan though, man, Nathan really just kind of putting the power out. Also, I wonder, you know, it's kind of Nathan's capture tonight looking kind of normal. I hope Nathan's all right. Are you doing okay, bud? You know, the Koopas are the normal color, the lava's purple. You know,
I think that probably means that their display is broken, right? If it looks normal to us, something's got to be wrong with it.
Yeah, man. You know, those Elgato capture cards don't last forever.
Nope. So I'm seeing everyone building a lot of consistency. Halcyon getting through with the just a little bit slow there and running into the corner of a spike. Those very, very reliable and visually accurate spike hitboxes. But everyone creeping forward almost to the same spot. I think at this point it's just a matter of how consistently they can keep doing that, right?
Yeah, Halcyon, you could say, with the lead right now, in that they've kind of been the farthest, but now it comes down to consistency. They need tries at this Yoshi part. Here they go, lower left-hand corner. Oh my gosh, are they gonna? There's the on-off switch. Holy cow!
On-off switch. An up pipe twice. Halcyon, absolute heartbreaker. Absolute heartbreaker, but and a lot of skill and a lot of knowledge in that run. So aside from just you know, getting all the way to the up pipe, also realizing, you know, you need to stay when you're in water. You go down a lot faster if you happen to have something like that great platform that's there. That great platform, as long as your feet are on it, is going to carry you down out of the water. If you let it get away from you, you've got to just float down on the very, very slow item float. That's the only thing left to you, which is not going to be fast enough.
Yo, is that a okay, I was wondering, not a checkpoint, sorry, but we got Nathan, oh my gosh, and Revelug.
Ooh, so close. Yeah, Revelug just, I think, missing the on-off switch, and Nathan just kind of fumbling with the Yoshi there at the end.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where absolutely no lead is safe, and this is just all consistency right now.
Halcyon with an attempt, and also just a little to the left of that on-off block.
Revelug's turn. Yo, check the upper right. Everyone is just getting here, and it's just like, who is going to get this first? Is it? Oh, that was clean.
Revelug in. There we go. And that's a checkpoint.
Nice. Coming out on top. Is it? I'm sorry. Do they pronounce the name Revelug, or I've been saying Revelug? You know, I've been making a fool out of myself.
No. I think I kind of say a little bit of both. I don't know what it is. Now that I think about it, we'll have to ask them.
I've been calling her Crandall.
All right, so and this is so I gotta say I'm a huge fan of anti-rooms like this with the checkpoint that give you something to figure out, which is exactly what's going on here. And two, I try not to toot any horns of my own, but I did ask Fire, hey, maybe it would be nice to show the players some of what you're going to ask them to do later. A little bit. I'm trying to be coy here, not trying to be too direct and give anything away. But yeah, so we can see Revolug really, they're really testing the boundaries of this pen here. I can see them doing everything they can think of, spitting P-switches through walls, just doing the whole thing. And You Fail Me in there and Halcyon in there as well.
Yeah, this is an exceptionally classic glitch, and there's like you said, there's a lot of room to experiment in this room, which is actually a really, I think, good for a teaching room. It just lets them try things, and it lets them kind of throw things against the wall. A lot of stuff going on with the P-switch, but the main thing that we want to watch for here is Yoshi. Yoshi, well, obviously you can hit the P-switch, but Yoshi's tongue and mouth is sort of a weird nexus where time and space don't matter. And when you squish the P-switch and eat it, that little squished stump of a P-switch and the little poofing animation, they still just kind of exist. They're still real. And so if Yoshi eats that, he'll just spit out a fresh P-switch by recycling it. And that's what's going on here. Looks like Halcyon got it first, and You Fail Me, though, right behind.
Oh, there we go. Yep, they're both through. Not surprised at all to see that that these players know, maybe after a couple stabs and figuring out what's going on in the room, they know that that's the score. Not surprised at all. We know these are all very experienced Kaizo players. Oh, Louis, wow. Oh, Louis Duce in with great distance there. They were we just saw them a good chunk of the way into the section. And a reminder, as you all know, there's... Oh, I'm sorry. Glitch, sorry?
Oh, I was just saying, this is gonna be super tight right now. I'm looking at You Fail Me and Halcyon both just kind of swimming through this, pun intended. And a reminder, as I think Glitch said earlier, but of course there are altogether 19 racers, even though there's only 4 on the screen. So it's amazing. I know the 4 on the screen are usually pretty far into the front of the pack, but it's always wild to see someone like Louis Duce pops back up on, and they've warped half a section forward. Yeah, big shout outs to the scouts tonight who are watching all of the other 19 racers and are kind of letting us know if someone's about to take a lead or maybe make a good moment. And we've actually hardly ever missed a clear.
It is true. You guys have an excellent track record. As up until not that long ago, I was a pretty frequent racer, and I am very appreciative of all the work the scouts do.
Scouts earning the merit badge. I'm loving this Yoshi combination with the water. I really love how the level is kind of evolving its themes a little bit, and kind of we're still doing the moving water and the on-off switch, but now we got item swimming, we got P-switches, and we got Yoshis, and all those themes kind of blend together because Yoshi, obviously, as you probably already know, can eat things out of the wall. So just by tonguing that blue P-switch up there like You Fail Me is doing, they can just get something in Yoshi's mouth. But the thing about that is Yoshi with an item in his mouth isn't actually item swimming. Mario holding an item will swim faster, but Yoshi actually just has something in his mouth. He doesn't care. So players also have to move a little bit more quickly in that moment to compensate for the fact that they don't actually get the speed boost.
Yeah, Yoshi only knows how to do the Yoshi paddle. That's about it. And we should also note, by the way, at this point, what is controlling the water? So the up down is still just layer 2 doing its smashy thing. But the sludge versus water is now controlled by the P-switch timer. And if anyone's been watching very carefully with a stopwatch, they probably know that this P-switch timer is not as long as a vanilla P-switch timer. This is you have short little bursts of time where you can get through for getting buried in sludge.
Yeah, that's a super clever way to kind of keep things moving. Change the gimmick from the first half. And I like the shorter P-switch timers. We've seen them used for different things, shorter platforms, shorter lava. The vanilla P-switch is designed to be easy for mom and dad and the kids to play on Christmas. But this is Kaizo here.
That's
and
right.
we
got
need that
schedule
shorter
to keep.
timer to kind of make the obstacles work in some cases. Otherwise, you'd start one P-switch at the beginning and just have to deal with cheese forever.
That's right. So Louis just a little bit ago, pretty much within grasp of the pipe there, seems to have a full feel for what this pace should be. Also realizing that if they didn't like
Oh
the
my
cycle
gosh.
they got, as you can see there, they can just vie for a newer cycle.
Oh
And
my
they're
gosh.
halfway through. They're down. Oh, one.
That
pile.
is just so smart. That, I mean, look at, they're pulling that gimmick right back. Remember, we learned that in the other room. And yeah, they're just waiting out that cycle by recycling the P-switch with Yoshi. Here's one. I mean, really, if you want some homework tonight, I know nobody wants to do homework. It's fun homework. If you want a trick to learn that'll help you in Kaizo, here's your sign. You learn the Yoshi P-switch recycle. It's actually a vanilla trick. We knew that. We knew that one back in the day. We did. Yeah, I tell you. Louis do say though, holy moly.
Louis going in it again. With genius, dropping the P-switch for the faster fall. They're in.
Wow.
They're through. They see it. That's an orb. GG, Louis.
Wow, that was very, very smart at the end there. Louis is one of those players that is really, I think, comfortable just succeeding at playing something they literally just looked at. Like, you can kind of play the game in their head a little bit and just understand what that would feel like at a glance. Good job.
Absolutely incredible. Everyone else on the screen, you, Family, Reeve 11, Halcyon, all really kind of just knocking at pretty much the same position. I think they've seen everything in this. All of the three of them have seen everything in this section already. I wouldn't be surprised if any of them just kind of made that final dash. A big shout out to Louis there, just for the calmness and the kind of the awareness to know, like, I can do this multiple times. I don't have, if I lose my pace, and see, there's you, Family, kind of getting the same realization, but just Yoshi's feet not quite as wide as they look, it seems. Can't quite hit the P-switch.
Yeah, I think that whole play from Louis, like you were saying, really demonstrates something that, like, if you're looking for cheese, if you're looking for what the intended strat is, if you're just trying to play well, right? Sometimes the thing is to think about the level and not ask what do they want me to do, but just think about what can I do at all, you know?
Exactly
and you
right.
might notice that, oh, hey, I could make this jump, or I could do this. Don't think in terms of the intended strat. Who cares what the maker wanted? I mean, I say this as a maker. Who cares what the maker wants? If they did their job, they will have made doing what they want a fun thing for the player, right? It'll just work out. So don't worry about what they wanted. Who cares about them? Just worry about what you can do.
That's right. That is exactly right. Yeah, I think, the ability to do that, and then also to do what the player, to see what the creator wants, but then also to step outside of that and just kind of figure out what is still available to me. That's really, in my experience, it's just a thing that comes with time. It's just hours spent playing Kaizo, getting more comfortable with, and just seeing so many iterations of different things and being able to recognize, like, oh, this is just like this hack or that hack. So, even if the creator didn't intend for something, you can see what they might have missed or just what's available to you. And in the same breath, with that experience also comes being able to really see in and figure out, oh, this is almost certainly what the creator had in mind. So you can, let's say, more quickly stop yourself when you're wasting time doing the absolute wrong thing, which I think I'm somewhat always guilty of doing.
Yeah.
I think I have lost a few spots on the leaderboard by just not. Oh, Halcyon getting down there, realizing they need a P-switch. But yeah, I've certainly spent a little too much time sometimes not giving that extra brain cell to wonder, hey, is this what the creator really thought I was going to do here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always something I always find myself asking is, what assumption am I making that I could question?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those are, and I really have to get, like, basic. I am assuming I jump here. I'm assuming I hit this. And sometimes it really is. I have to, like, take it down and almost do that, like, talk to the duck kind of thing in programming to just figure out what is the very obvious thing that I am not seeing because it is so obvious.
Exactly.
Really good consistency
Kerr is
going
absolutely
to
right in the chat there. You know, if you do the right thing or the intended thing all the time, you're passing up a great opportunity to get frustrated. That's right.
Need a bit of that friction. We got You Fail Me, Revelug, Halcyon, I want to say Quiet Mason coming in here in the lower right. Everybody working on the second section right now. And man, I love this Yoshi and water. It's just so elegant. And I really want to. I love You Fail Me strat. If maybe they'll clear it on this attempt, and we won't ever get to see it again. But the spitting out that P-switch with Yoshi kind of underwater and then turning around. Revelug's got the same thing. I really like that because it's like the. I mean, Yoshi's shell jumps are super fun anyway, and now we're doing that underwater.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Yoshi shell and Yoshi tech jumps? Do you like that kind of thing? Are you into that?
You know, I will be honest and say that it is a weak point in my Kaizo game. You know, Yoshi shell jumps specifically, right? It's just that little bit of timing difference between how you do it with Yoshi and how you do it with Mario. In fact, there was a pretty tough Romhack Races level not too long ago, and by not too long ago it was anywhere from a year to maybe longer. That was had so many. I think it was a 7. It was just chock full of Yoshi shell jumps, and yeah, it really made me realize I gotta spend more time with Yoshi maybe.
I think the thing with that is that where does the weird timing come from? Even when you're Big Mario and you're holding a shell, you're holding that shell in the lower of the 2 hitboxes, like the 2 squares that make up Mario, right? You're holding that like below your chest, right? And that's where like the point of origin for every shell toss comes from. But when you're riding on Yoshi, Yoshi holds it in his mouth, which is actually in the higher of the 2 hitboxes.
That's
and
right.
so you have to like compensate for that, changing the point of origin of the object.
Yeah, just a little, those little adjustments that it really, since it's so close, so similar but different to what you're much more used to doing, it can really kind of throw off those motor skills, that kind of mechanical understanding.
Motors, I see what you did there. I like that. I like that. That's good. Good branding. How's Revelug though? You fail me maybe with a shot at it. They hit the switch, but they.
Then they're gonna. Yep. All right. They at least know what they need to do. You saw You Family just kind of cash in that attempt there immediately.
Yeah. Sometimes that really is a good race strat. If you know that you're sunk, die quickly.
Yeah.
Water pun intended, but you know, it's just like don't take too long. You know, if you don't need to go forward and see what's coming up and so on. Here goes Revelug. Might not need anything at all.
Whoa.
They got the switch in the.
They got the pace. They got the drop. Now can they get through? Hey.
I just want to notice that was. I don't know that for a fact, but that really seemed like a yump attempt, and I give half credit for the attempt. They stood there, they lined it up, they wanted the yump. Good try. You can kind of, I don't know about you, like, you spend enough time watching Kaizo and playing Kaizo, you really start to read that kind of Mario body language. You can sort of tell what someone's thinking.
Yep, you can see whether or not they're just trying to push through, or whether or not they had that moment and then they said, you know what, I can get a P-switch jump here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Oh, there's one Quiet Mason. I saw that.
I saw that Quiet Mason one out there. So I've seen a couple deaths here from a couple different people. Halcyon recently. With getting this P-switch out of the wall, you really gotta remember, you get the P-switch out of the wall, you spit it, you're gonna land on it. When you land on it, you don't just make it disappear. It's gonna influence your position, specifically your Y position. So if you do it when you're too high, you're gonna crash right into the spikes above your head. So you gotta be careful. You want to move fast, but you still got to pay attention to where you are.
Yeah, that's an absolutely great point, actually, because the P-switch, when you're standing on the top of it, you are technically standing on solid ground. That's what the game understands, like at the code level, and that's also, fun fact, that's why yumps or P-switch jumps work at all, because in the one frame that you actually contact it, you are technically standing on ground. In the same way that a wall clip works, because you're not really in the wall, the game just thinks, oh, you're standing, so of course you can jump. Why not? The game would be broken if you couldn't. But that's and you know, that's also that's why it pushes you up a little bit. That's also why you can enter a pipe. Like if you have a pipe that's flush against the wall and you drop a P-switch, you can get like a free first frame entry on the pipe because you're technically standing and you're
that's
pressing
right. And
into the transition zone.
Yep, and you only need a frame, right, to get that pipe pointer transition.
Yep, it's like a free 1 frame. Just those conditions are met in that moment. So guess what? You get in.
Halcyon really close there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bet. I do this all the time. I think Halcyon's just given a big think there. Either that or they're refilling their coffee or their water. But that is definitely I have left it on the death screen for for a solid 30 seconds. And sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm wasting away my time just not moving. But if you're missing that one cog that makes the section make sense, sometimes you just got to take the time, right, and just look at what's on the screen and think about it.
That's something I really like about I like about Romhack races. Halcyon, could this be it?
Oh no, he stopped. They thought about it for too long.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just took a little too long being pleased with themselves for getting through.
It's like that gif from the Mario movie trailer. But that's something I really do love about Romhack races is that, like, as opposed to necessarily like a speed run race or something, pausing is a valid strat. Wasting a little bit of time to look at it and understand it, that's a great strat, actually.
Oh, I have the pause strat has saved me in uncountable numbers of levels for sure.
The real tricky thing to get good at is pause buffering, but then like being able to do like a weird claw grip so that it like you can unpause but you can still move. That's right. The trick, right? It's like getting that like out of it. You can pause, but can you get out of it?
That's right. You gotta, yes. If you pause strat, you can't unpause hastily. You gotta think about those things.
That just gave me a really sinister idea for a level that like kind of randomly pauses and unpauses while you play it. So you have to just like always be ready for that. That would be awful. Though. I mean, don't listen to me.
You could work in something like the SMB3 munchers with the ones that go up and down, and they still go up and down when you're paused.
Oh, whoa! And you have to like manipulate that the whole way. Oh, that's wild.
We still got people making progress. Looks like I can't tell if Quiet Mason. I think Quiet Mason is paused, maybe employing some pause strats themselves, unless the feed froze. Maybe they're.
I think they paused.
So, and this is, we should note, by the way, and a lot of the people that have finished already and the people that are getting there reliably, I think a lot of them have maybe figured it out. Maybe some of them are just trusting in the flow that FYRE has given them. But it is really important to note that making this gap, so Jank Pickle's going for it right now. There, no! Oh, the little fumble.
Yeah, so they fumbled on the regrab for the P-switch.
That's right. So making that gap there with the amount of time you have is hard, and it's really dependent solely on when you move off of that bit of ground, and how you time that with where the layer 2 is, where the water is as it's going up and down. Because if you let the water get too low, you're going to be swimming too slowly, or you're going to possibly get on too long. You're not going to be able to, because running there is faster than swimming. It's it's all very careful. It's all really got to think your way through it.
Halcyon though making their way into the pipe, and they didn't bring the P-switch.
Oh, they didn't bring the P-switch.
Rough stuff. Yeah, I think we are still exclamation leaderboard in chat. If you'd like to see tonight's leaderboard, I think we're looking for 3rd right now, actually. So we're still trying to round out the podium here. Say like Revlog mentioned. Sorry, RB. Who am I talking to? Like RB Pimligo, my good friend and co-commentator mentioned. These are good players. These are good players playing other good players. Don't let the 25 minutes on the timer fool you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, 2 people already finishing this in sub 20 is quite impressive. This is this level earned its 6. It is not an easy level.
This is a very good example of a 6 actually, because of I think like the precision. The item swimming is like fair, but it's just difficult. Item swimming is just tough in general, and the little bit of extra depth of tech knowledge, I think I definitely agree with that rating. I think it's so clever too. I really wanted to point this out in the design. I really, and it's FYRE is just like sort of a maker I have just an endless amount of praise for. They do things really well, and I love how they use all of the elements in the level, and not only just the water and stuff, but the physical elements too, the item swimming and everything, because the trick at the end is such a clever trick, because all you have to do is just not be holding the item, and it's just I think it's interesting to challenge the player to do that, and I think it's interesting to lean so heavily into the gimmick of item swimming and find something interesting to bring out with that. It's not just in this level, you're not just item swimming, you're like using that and doing things with it.
Jank Pickle.
Jank Pickle.
Absolutely tragic.
Trying to do things with it.
Tragic. But yeah, no, that is absolutely right. FYRE does a very good job, very impressive job of thinking about how their players are going to engage with the level from a lot of different standpoints, and making sure it's, it's not, they don't shoot for minimalism by any means, but they make sure that it's not overly ornamental. If there's something in the level, they really use it, and they use it in a lot of kind of intriguing and varied ways.
Absolutely. I look at that Halcyon with the clear.
Oh,
yeah,
there they go. GG Halcyon, huge.
Yeah, they were showing some skepticism there. They hit the switch and then they waited till the because they thought, well, I mean, honestly, that's smart, because they thought they would walk forward into the water where they would die. Yeah, that's actually like, I'm a little surprised it doesn't kill for that.
I said the same thing in the testers chat. I said, FYRE, I'm amazed that you didn't kill your player by having them walk off into the water. And they reminded me that they're not quite that heartless.
Yep. Oh, the funny thing would be to just have them walk off into the water, but they just sink so far that the level just ends and they're fine. Something like the double anti-troll.
Yep.
We got You Fail Me here working it out. Jank Pickle almost done. My word, getting robbed here at the end.
Wait, they could have.
You saw that too, huh?
Yeah, if they had gotten up there, they could have just waited that out.
Man, that would have been really cool, actually. Yeah, you saw that too, because the coin turned back into a brown block, and they could have waited for the cycle to change. I think it's kind of funny how the orb only shows up once in the entire vanilla game at the end of the sunken ship, which is the end of this level. And yet in Kaizo, it's just the most important thing ever. Same thing for Munchers. They're like barely in the game at all. They hardly made the cut. And yet Kaizo, they're just like everything for us. I like that. I like that Kaizo celebrates, the little ones. And Jank Pickle pulling off that cheese strat. I think they're going to get it with this.
They did it. They left the two. Oh, how intelligent. Wow. Excellent, Jank Pickle.
That was great, I'm going to, you know what? You can decide. How many cool points do they get for that? What's it worth?
Oh, I mean, if I can weigh in on that, I think that's an easy three-figure haul right there. Easily.
Pretty good. You Fail Me with the yump for the win. Okay.
Hey,
can we give another 3K cool points for You Fail Me there? They got the yump. I like that. That's the only one so far.
Excellent.
Quiet Mason looking for their win. They've got this.
Doing the stumble again.
Oh no. One thing to point out about that ending. So rotating blocks, you can throw objects like P-switches or grab blocks or shells into them to get them to start flipping, and then you can walk past them. However, they're sort of just like, I hate to say it, kind of jank. In that, like, if you are standing directly up against one, if like that block is the wall and you press right and go all the way into that block, and then you let go of the object to try to hit the block, sometimes the object will actually not hit the block at all. And I think that's because like the game kind of thinks it's like a wall, and so the P-switch just gets like pushed away
and then tries to push it out. Yeah.
And it doesn't actually activate the block. So a really good rule of thumb to remember, in any situation, you see this all over in Kaizo, where you're like standing like this and you want to throw an object to get a grab block to open a gate like that. Grab block or a turn block gates, see them everywhere. Always remember, try to back up just a little bit. Even if it's a one tile gap, just press left and press right real quick, and don't be completely up against the wall, because you'll wreck tosses like that.
That's right. It's so it comes mechanically, it comes from a different part of the Mario physics engine, but logically, or like in terms of player logic, it's kind of the same thought process behind when you're making sure that you're doing a shell jump correctly, right? Because Mario and a thrown object can't interact for 17 to 18 frames, depending on what frame rule you get. This obviously comes from a completely different place, but it's the same logic. You can't put yourself too close to an interaction because unfortunate things will happen. And Germdub getting to this section and not doing the dupe. And I think it's been about 3 times in a row now that they've gotten all the way to that P-switch and just hit it. They're thinking about it now. It does make me wonder if there was something that I and the other testers missed about how to get through the anteroom without somehow learning the trick. But I really don't think that's possible. I think there may be just they don't know that this is the end of the section, so they're not looking for it yet.
That can be such a tough thing sometimes. And you're guarding Quiet Mason. Let's go. You know what would be really funny?
Yump! Well done, Quiet Mason.
I was thinking it'd be funny if you stood there long enough in the end and some lava just like scrolled up at you after a while. Nice. Yeah, we got 2 yumps tonight. You love it. Love it.
Excellent. Little bit of trivia about that room and the potential for lava to scroll up there. I don't know of any, and if you go past the orb and go down into the water, it is a tall level. There's a lot of water down there. Just fun fact. Fun fact, not a shallow pool there. That's a deep little well. Okay, Nathan MG burying a P-switch in the wall. Interesting strat.
Oh, man. I was just learning about the world's deepest indoor diving pool in Dubai today. It's awesome. They made a whole city in it. It's like a huge hole in the ground. There's like a sunken city. Yeah, it's so neat. I wish I knew how to scuba dive and had the inclination to go to Dubai.
Yeah, but yes, those are 2 important things to experience. That. Zaplex on the screen now. Yeah,
Zaplex I noticed doing a little, maybe not. I don't know if that was like a recovery strat or what, but I think they're just. Yeah, they're activating the switch and then they're hitting the block with like a little turn back drop. They might be able to actually get through with that, but the problem there is that they're wasting a little bit of time, and now the cycle is always going to be not in their favor. They're going to be like a couple of ticks behind, you could say.
Yeah, that'll be tight there. I actually don't know if they'll be able to pull it off. They might be able to. But that does, it seems like it shouldn't matter that much, but it is amazing how quickly time loss stacks up. And I guess really it's just amazing how, even though it feels like you're doing a lot, and you are, it's amazing how short the amount of time it takes to do a lot of these things are. You know, you move a lot faster in Kaizo sometimes than you think you are.
Yeah.
So just one little errant extra jump there could really just throw them off for the whole section.
A good way to tell sometimes if you're like ahead of a cycle or behind, or how quickly something is happening, because time is kind of hard to eyeball, right? But what isn't as tough to eyeball in the game is actual physical space. And since most movement is relatively consistent enough, we're ignoring the subpixel oscillation, but since most movement is relatively consistent, you can equate blocks to time, right? Mm-hmm. There is like space-time. And so if you notice that you're doing something like a couple of blocks low, or you're landing a couple of blocks to the left, or maybe where the water is as it scrolls, that the water is a few blocks down or a few blocks up, then you can start to think, oh, okay, it's a couple of blocks worth of time. And if you play enough Kaizo, you can really kind of start to understand how much time one block is. Mm-hmm. And I know that sounds like kind of ridiculous, but there is something to that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can definitely, yeah, you know how fast Mario moves, and you know if you're running or you're walking, you have P speed or you don't have P speed. Yeah, you can, even without the benefit of the timer that's in a vanilla heads up display or HUD for Mario, you can still kind of keep pace and understand where you are and where you're losing time.
Yeah, you can see how long things will take by looking at the shape of the space around you. You have an idea of roughly how long it will take you to cross 4 blocks worth of space or something.
Yes.
Also, I wanted to add just a fun fact about that P-switch up throw trick. First usage, I don't know, maybe I wasn't the first one to use it, but I invented that one. Breakfast Kaizo 1. was the first usage of that required P-switch up throw, and it goes beneath your feet. I always like to see that one out in the wild, just living its life and having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always thought it was classy. It's very like smooth. I like tricks. I don't know, something that looks like a skateboarder doing a really smooth 360 flip. Like they just jump and then some stuff spins and then they ride away. And that P-switch up throw kind of has that same vibe. It's just like click, click, and it goes. And here goes B2. Look out, lower left-hand corner. Can they get the yump? Oh, good try though. Good try. That was an attempt.
We take numps.
Yeah. Do you have a yump PB, like yumps in a row or anything? Do you keep track of that?
Do I have a yump PB? You know, I don't know that I do. I have at least once. I've gotten the corner, the Switch Palace corner clip into a P-switch jump, but then I think I failed the yump afterwards.
Those are fun.
But it still felt good to get the the corner clip jump into the I brought a P-switch with me from somewhere, so that still felt good.
Always worth going for. Yo, we got Stucat in the upper left now. Nathan MG, Germdove, Zaplex, everybody working here on the it looks like second section.
Germdove, this might be there. No, Germdove, getting a little. I think just a little overthinking it there a little bit. They hit it, and it looked like they were dropping it like they thought they needed to hit it before they went through. Oh, I see what they were thinking. That's pretty smart. Okay, you know what? I take it back. That's smart. So I think Germdove in there was thinking the tide's about to rise on me, and it's going to be sludge. So if I can hit this one more time, and maybe they were thinking of taking the nub with them through the pipe, which would respawn it. Maybe they thought they could manage all of that in one go.
You don't have a lot of time. I mean, I don't know how long the nub actually lasts for.
Yeah,
but it's
not
actually
very
I think it's the P-switch's stun timer happening. I think in the same way that a Koopa has a stun timer when you put it into its shell and it shakes and comes back out. I'm pretty sure the P-switch that's what's going on there. Oh my gosh, Germdove, that was so cool though.
Oh, they recovered it, but yeah.
You can do that if it's close enough to the wall. When Yoshi spits something into the wall like that, the wall rejects its presence, and so it does a sort of vibe and is kind of constantly oscillating back and forth because the wall's trying to push it out. Fun fact about that, if you were to pause, right, say you have a P-switch stuck in the wall, and Germdove, oh my gosh, this could be it.
Oh, they're through, they're down.
Oh no!
No, and they dropped it. Oh, Germdove. And now they're kicking themselves. Oh, well, we'll get to see the water. There we go. Nice.
Yep.
That's
what happens though. They missed that grab because they were too close to that turn block when they threw it. And I mean, I mess up like that all the time. It happens to literally everyone, but that's just like that's where that mistake comes from. Is you just want to be so conscientious about those turn blocks.
So Germdove just took a pretty rare death right there. It was kind of hard to see, but they missed their window to get on Yoshi there because they re-caught the P-switch, and they just did it again. That's 2 in a row there. They should be getting on Yoshi, but for the frame window where they would be getting on Yoshi, they're holding the P-switch nub, which prevents them from remounting there.
Oh wow, yeah,
really unfortunate lineup. Okay, there we go. They finally.
Yeah, that's really tricky because, like we said, you can eat the P-switch nub with you. The P-switch nub just exists, right? It's just a real thing, just like the P-switch. It's not like anything different. It's just changed form a little bit. So you can hold it, you can take it through pipes, you can use it as a thrown object if you want to. Oh no, Germdove, that was so good though.
No, oh man, so close. They just had those two throws that were a little too close to the first turn block there.
Yep, always be backing up. Get that one throw and then actually just turn around and then throw it again. You'll save yourself a death if you get that really quick left-right. Another example of how having really fast left-rights, just in general on the controls, will really help you out in all kinds of situations.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, just for what it's worth, like, chat, thanks for hanging out tonight. This is really fun. RB, thank you for joining me. You're doing great. This is awesome. Thanks for being a part of this. This is super fun tonight. If you all want to learn more, I would suggest you check out romhackraces.com if you want to download this patch, try it out for yourself, join the Discord, race for yourself. These are open for anybody. Talk shop with us on Discord, or you know, just have some fun on the website, checking out all the stuff we got. It's a lot of fun. I hope, chat, you're having a really nice night. Thanks for hanging out. And yo, RB, this is just like awesome. Thanks for hanging out. You're killing it, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to say that as of today, I've been involved with Romhack races as a racer, as a tester, and now as a co-commentator, which is very, very cool.
Well, thanks so much. I would say I'd really like to get some other people kind of coming in here, doing stuff, doing more commentary. We can, you know, this opens up the door for special events. Hey, I could race now.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
I could jump in
for a night.
Yeah, that might actually be really fun. I don't know. I haven't done it in the whole. I've never raced a Super Mario race yet. Or a world race rather. I raced.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like that's a bit of trivia that maybe I should have known, but I guess I didn't. I think probably somewhere in the back of my head I was thinking, oh, I'm sure GlitchCat got in week 1, week 2, you know, just to break it in. But incredible.
Nope, I've actually never raced. So anyone who has a position on the leaderboard in Romhack races, even if you're 65th place, you have a higher rank than me. I want you to know that. Yo, StuCat, Nathan, Germdove, and Zaplex here working hard. If you're just joining us, second section for this level, water is going up and down of its own accord, but the P-switches will change the water temporarily from dangerous poison sludge to delicious purple beverage.
Exactly.
Looks, Germdove could have a chance here. Their cycle is spot on. They even have a chance.
They've been to this. Come on, Germdove. No, and they left it again. Germdove has been right there in just, you know, arm's length from that pipe so many times now, which, you know, I mean, they're having a little bit of fumble right there at the end, but also they're displaying consistency and getting there. They're probably, I mean, if I was to guess, and Germdove's a fantastic player, if I was to guess, they're probably getting there at the end, and that fumble is probably only 40% from the physical mechanics of what they're doing on the screen, and probably also a little bit of just them in the back of their head wondering, you know, am I actually doing this right? Do I need the P-switch with me? Do I need to hit it again? You know, the uncertainty is going to pull you away from that mechanical precision, and I have to guess that's exactly what's going on with them.
Yeah, no, true story. True story. It really can be difficult to, am I doing it right? It's working. I think it's working. I don't know what I'm about to do next, but this part seems right. Yeah, that can be absolutely nerve-wracking for sure.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, if anyone out there, if you play Kaizo yourself, I think that one of the clearest ways to demonstrate that is how the incredible gulf between the first time you clear even an extremely hard level and the amount of time it takes you to clear it a second time. It's not just the experience. And there's Germdove getting as many coins as they can to get out with their hands full.
GG.
GG, Germdove. Absolutely incredible.
That's a sub hour, man. We're only sitting on 45 minutes so far. We schedule 2 hours for these races, and we're typically getting everybody out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, this is definitely true for me from the time I started racing to now. You know, it's the Romhack races itself just helped me learn Kaizo and get better, and I think that's just what that happens with everyone. Everyone's getting too good. The creators are gonna have to dial it up a bit, tighten the screws. I haven't made one in a while. I was actually kind of happy that we raced that SMB2 level of mine so long ago, because after my hard drive crashed, that was the only surviving copy of that level that I had. Oh goodness!
Managed to get that one back. I was just to say, like, I mean, you have been racing for quite a while. This is a great advertisement for Romhack races. What do you think? How's the experience been? How's it been as a racer?
I love doing the races. I really do. I credit all of the, you know, the incredible variety of styles of creators, and just the, you know, competitive but welcoming environment of the race setting itself, with helping me get better, right? Forcing me to think quickly, to be comprehensive in in what I know and think about Kaizo and mechanically how I do it. It's really been a great experience, and it's a bunch of fun. It really is. There's a leaderboard. You're racing, but it's everyone is very helpful to one another, and it just feels fantastic to just hang out, race, say GG to everyone at the end. It's a great time.
I'm honestly really glad that we've been able to have that be the predominant vibe, because I always try to point that out. Like, yes, this is a race. It is a community event wrapped up as a race. We're here just to have fun, enjoy the time, enjoy the level. We're racing. Yeah, there's a leaderboard and stuff, but I'm really glad that the community has managed to grab that not being the central focus.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We got Mr. Hank Scorpio, wanted to mention, coming in the lower left. Also, second section. We don't even get to see the first part anymore. I guess you'll have to play the level for yourself. Stucat, Nathan MG, and Zaplex also working hard here on the second section.
Nathan's been staring at this end for a while now too. I think they're also kind of. It looks to me like they're working through where they need this water water layer to be, to give them the time and the gap that they need at the end there. When I was first testing this, that was exactly the thing that I think gave me the most trouble at the end here, is just really looking at it and thinking through, well, does it need to be up? Does it need to be down? It's like, what's going to give me the best approach here at the end.
Yeah, a level like this with a lot of machinery, I mean, I always say, like, you want to be able to trust it. You want to be able to trust the machinery, because there's things moving in this level that you don't control, meaning that, like, you kind of have to move in lockstep with a particular timing. Be here at this moment, or the thing that you need is not going to be there. And so you really wind up, like, just trusting this. And one thing I kind of like levels, they can either be great or they can be kind of rough, because in a great one like this, you just know, okay, all I have to do is move quickly, move optimally, and things will just work out. I don't know what exactly is going to work out or how that's going to work, but I did notice that I was a little bit slow on that last section. Why did you die? Well, you were slow on that section. So you just, follow the script, trust that it's going to work, and it's a really good hallmark of, I call it machinery in levels. I don't know, maybe other people have. So, the Rube Goldberg devices and the machinery, the stuff that you don't work, but it works.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But this is a good example of a trustworthy level like that.
FYRE does an excellent job of kind of making that machinery, making it trustworthy, and also making it not overbearing or I'm not sure the word I'm looking for, but too dense to really comprehend or follow easily.
Totally.
When it comes down to it, the Rube Goldberg machine here is, it's just kind of water, right? It's water going up and down. It's like, it's one thing, you can see it and you can follow its movements, and it's amazing how that makes so many different challenges in the level. But I think it's a very efficient use of a limited thing to make a lot of impact in the level.
Yeah, it's nice when you can see it clearly working. Some levels get a little bit, like, just intense with their machinery. There's so many blocks and there's so many things moving, and I really honestly don't mean shade necessarily on it, but you see that sometimes in Mario Maker out of necessity, because in Mario Maker you don't have all the custom gimmicks and ASM that we do, so a lot of things are made out of machinery where the bomb, if you go too high, the bomb blows up, which blows up the block, which drops the muncher that hits the thing that launches the other thing that makes it so you can't win. And that's not a bad thing. I really don't mean shade on that necessarily, but I think even in situations like that, it's nice when the machinery is clean and it is, like, obviously functioning. The player looks at it, they see, the water is moving up and down. Okay, and it turns into lava. Cool, I better do such and such. where if there's too much of it, too many moving parts, it becomes like, what am I looking at? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how anything is working or what is affecting anything else, because there's just so much of it on the screen.
Exactly. It kind of it impacts the confidence of the player, right? And if the entire time the player can't be sure that they can trust that either the creator hasn't misplaced something, or they the player haven't inadvertently broken something in that machinery, then you know that again, that little bit of uncertainty in the back of the head is going to make everything in the level more difficult, either feel more difficult or actually make it more difficult, right? Because you second guess yourself with every jump, every shell jump, every placement of Mario's feet, things that if with more confidence would be much easier, become strangely harder. And it is kind of incredible how much of an impact that psychological aspect has.
Totally.
But yeah, I mean, big credit again to FYRE for doing an impressive job of making like an understandable, a digestible setup that you can look at and go, okay, I understand what's happening here.
Absolutely. And if anyone in chat, if you're liking this level, you want to try it out for yourself, that patch is on the website. And if you're liking this style of design, I can't recommend enough. FYRE's got other hacks as well. French fries and French toast recently came out, very fun, and Purgatory. Both of them are on SMW Central. And I wanted to mention too, because I try to look up the profile for other makers, FYRE, also an incredibly accomplished, excuse me, an incredibly accomplished music porter. They have 16 different ports that they've submitted to SMW Central, so you get some FYRE tunes as well.
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
There's just so much opportunity for puns in this, really. the switch up the water, don't want to sink. There's too many. I'm overloaded.
So many. We got Muzzle joining the screen here. Pretty much level with everyone else we see. Nathan coming back in. Zaplex we saw just a little bit ago. You can see they're really kind of playing with how far these cycles go here, and also learning that layer on its way down has a different hitbox bottom than it does when it's resting or it's on its way back up. And I think they're a little upset and maybe a little confused by that.
In chat, for someone I'm about to talk to who's unfamiliar, what is Kaizo? Decent question, long answer, but a short answer. It is possible to take the original Mario game, in this case Mario World, use computer magic and other electronical devices to pull the ROM, the game information, the game itself, pull it right out of the cartridge in the code, slap it onto your computer. With more technical wizardry, we can create an editor that can modify the levels, change things, remove blocks, add blocks, make it into something else. People can then go through, modify the game, and make whatever they desire. Kaizo, in particular, is a sort of a jazz-like style, which is attempting to be difficult while simultaneously being engaging and interesting for people. You can make something difficult that just isn't any fun or just incredibly mean. Historically, Kaizo has involved high-level skill, difficult obstacles, glitch abuse in the real game. There's a whole lexicon of skill and techniques you can use when you take apart the game and get to play with whatever you want, wherever you want. And Kaizo attempts to create interesting and engaging and challenging levels out of the bare bones of Super Mario World and its associated trickery.
Oh, I see what Zaplex is trying to do here. Oh, that they're trying to employ, if I'm reading this right, it looked like they're trying to employ a different SMW glitch. Maybe they're thinking better of it now.
Oh,
they're trying to do, well, at least they tried once to do a get seated on Yoshi. Yes,
Yeah.
they are going for it. So what they're trying to do right now, Zaplex in the bottom right, they're trying to catch that P-switch on the same frame that they mount Yoshi, which will get them mounted while holding the P-switch still.
Yeah. At that point, they would be able to jump in that pit and bail off of Yoshi, and Mario would rise up while holding that switch.
That's correct. Which is, I mean, if they do it with the right timing and they've hit the P-switch recently enough, they'll have enough time to get through. It will be incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
that is a big addition to the requirements matrix, to also ask yourself to do another difficult to time frame perfect trick.
Yeah, that is a really difficult thing to set up, and more so even because it's a P-switch. They could, in theory, do it in a little bit more of an easy way with a key or something, but the fact that Mario can actually stand on the switch and squish it is going to make that setup a lot more difficult.
It absolutely will. But I think that was a great answer for what Kaizo is. I've to put in my little bit of, like, I guess where my understanding comes from, or at least when I think about how I'm playing Kaizo, I've always kind of thought about it like choreography with a bit of room to, you know, put in flair and interpretation, right? But you know, what differentiates, or what separates for me the experience of playing Kaizo versus the experience of playing just a difficult Mario hack, what on SNW Central would be called standard hard, standard very hard, is that the intent of the creator is very prescribed into the level. You're given, you know, you're not hard on rails, but, you know, you're given a set of choreography to get you through with a, you know, a limited intended ways to navigate.
The standard, like you say, standard hacks, I've always thought it's kind of like more like it's a park. It's just a regular city park, and you can go and you can sit on the bench, and you can have a nice day, you can hang out, you can stroll through the park and do some things. Or if you felt like it, if you were a speedrunner, you could do parkour at the park, right? You could run and, you know, flip over the bench instead of sitting on it. You could do a handstand on the water fountain instead of sitting and feeding the ducks. You could walk through the park in a really extreme way, right?
Nathan in the pipe.
Let's go.
Now,
hey,
excellent. I think Nathan also going for the P-switch jump there. What I really don't want to see, Glitch, what I really don't want to see is someone go to do that and get a little too excited and a little too hasty trying to set the P-switch down and just throw it off of the edge of the level.
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
I wonder if they could recover it. That would actually, that's got me thinking.
If they move fast enough, yeah, I think they would be able to, but they'd have to already be ready for that.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. What you're saying in chat, Casterin, is like, you know, you could do parkour in the park. And that's not what the park was made for. It was just made for hanging out. But you could turn it into an obstacle course. What Kaizo is an Ultimate Ninja Warrior obstacle course. It's not a park anymore. Instead of you get to, like, walk up the stairs at the park, here you have to climb the rope. And that's kind of the difference, right? It's, are you making a park, or are you making a not even like a skate park? It has a lot of different options, right? You could go on the half pipe. You could, you know, look how skateboarders creatively interpret the terrain. But you could really think of Kaizo as like an Ultimate Ninja Warrior obstacle course. There is essentially one way to get through. How do you cross the pit? You climb the rings. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. I think that's an excellent way to put it, and I think that's exactly right. Yeah, the kind of I guess what I refer to as choreography, right? Just like if you watch Ninja Warrior, it comes out of the physical constructs of the course, or, you know, of the Kaizo level, like the shape, the direction, you know, the tools at play, they all kind of give you those hints you need. You're not given, right? You're not handed the sheet music, the choreography, whatever. You're just given the shape of that course, and it kind of instructs you on what those moves are that you need to do.
Totally.
Zaplex finding an interesting path here, but because of where the height of the tide is, I don't think they're going to be able to get the P-switch above their head, and they're not going to have enough time to get through because it's all going to be sludge.
Yeah, this is one of those examples of really just trust the level. Make the optimal movements and trust level. You don't have to second guess where's it going to be, does it need to line up or whatever. Just kind of move and kind of see where it goes from there. Yeah, I see what you mean though. Yeah, they're trying to wind up at the top of that at that moment, but that would work if they had the switch, but getting up there is going to be difficult for them.
Not sure where everyone else has gotten yet in terms of knowledge. I think everyone's comfortably getting to the P-switch duplication, and as is not exactly a surprise, everyone's taking a little bit to process and parse and navigate the tide puzzle, if you want to call it that, at the end here. Zapla's getting to the bottom there, confirming for sure that they need the P-switch in hand. I think they knew that already. I think at this point, I think everyone on the screen has they know the score for what pieces get them into the pipe. I think they're still just navigating exactly how to execute what at what time to get through there.
Yeah, Zaplex definitely, I think they've got it now. It's that spit, jump, spit, and then you bail off and grab it. That's actually kind of an easier thing to ask them to do than a Yoshi shell jump, because it's actually kind of more likely that a spit object reflected from a wall will just go right into you.
Yep.
This is really making me want to see more Yoshi tech levels. I really just love the inclusion of Yoshi here. Underwater's Yoshi swim is just like not something we get to see that often, but it really does provide a really good opportunity to do that that wall jump when you get the P-switch out of the wall and turn around and spit it. Normally that move in the air would be exceptionally difficult, but underwater you got a nice yeah. That'd be kind of interesting. Like, I feel like maybe it's getting me to think that you were mentioning, Yoshi tech being a kind of a sticking point. Maybe it would be easier for folks to learn Yoshi tech if there was like a moon physics type of Yoshi level where you were in air but you kind of moved slowly like you were underwater, and then it would be easier to like learn how to line up the timing on that. Because I think that everyone. If Yoshi shell jumps and stuff is a difficult point, it just takes a little practice to be like, oh, it's just a different timing. I see. You just kind of learn two things.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is true. Having it a little slowed down, having maybe some of the the timings, the space exaggerated a little bit, would give you a little more leeway, more comfort, ability to maybe see what's going on. I think the first point about just not seeing a lot of Yoshi in water in Kaizo at least and it's definitely true. I can't think of too many Yoshi water levels.
Yeah, none really come to mind. I'm even thinking of Water World. I can't recall. One thing about Yoshi, and I think this is also something that kind of trips people up with Yoshi tech, is that Yoshi's big old head takes longer to move left and right. Like if you want to change direction, you press left, you press right. Yoshi whoop, and turns his head, and that takes more time than Mario turning left and right, and so you have to kind of be aware of that in your movement.
Yeah.
I did notice that too, Hank Scorpio getting the Yoshi P-switch jump. Doesn't really help, but it's very swag.
Swag goes a long way. Hank Scorpio thinking about it there. I do like to see the moments of as we said before, the pause or just the wait on death from the racers as they take the opportunity to just try to absorb what they just did or what's in front of them, or as at this point is a well-established strategy, let's say. But if any of these racers, since they're racing, they've got some capture tool up, OBS, something like that. Maybe even have their own Twitch feed in a window in the corner of their monitor. That itself, that little window is a great tool to help you see what you're doing when you're playing, because it's like a little 15-second replay. So you do something, you get somewhere, you die. Take the 15 seconds or 10 seconds, turn your head, look at your feed, and go, okay, yep, that is why I died there. Or, oh wow, I missed that on my, because I was focused on Mario. It's a very
good strat. That's a real cool strat. Yep, because everyone's going to be streaming and using that. Yeah, that's a very cool strat.
Okay, Zaplak's up there. Yeah, they lost a lot of time. Well, they didn't really lose time. I think they just left the platform later than where that ideal cycle is.
That's a tricky thing too with that with the P-switch re-eats is that right, Yoshi takes a little bit longer to turn around, and so you have to be really quick to actually turn around, get Yoshi's tongue out, and then actually eat the switch. One way to help with that would be to actually kind of hit the switch on like the far right, because you're just more to the right and you can turn around more quickly and you have that space to put the tongue.
Yeah, that's correct.
Put the tongue out.
Yeah, and you can't when you land and turn to eat it, you can't, as is seems always the case in SMW, you can't have Yoshi be too close to it because they need to stick their tongue out and then their head will move down a little bit. But if you're too close to the target, if you're too close to the P-switch nub, it won't connect. It'll go over before the, I guess it's a hitbox, before the hitbox moves down a little bit. And then by the time it goes backwards into Yoshi's mouth, the P-switch nub will have already evaporated. So as is always the case with Mario, you got to just take a healthy step backwards. Make sure that you're far enough away.
So StuCat, upper left, getting to the kind of final obstacle, and they actually managed to spit the P-switch out and kind of do like not a jump, but get off the switch and up there.
Impressive mechanical ability. Still got to end up with a live P-switch in hand.
I don't know why, but I'm really thirsty for some like purple Kool-Aid or maybe some soda or something. I can't put my finger on why.
Yeah, that is definitely odd. You know, I was kind of feeling the same thing.
Well, I hope you're all having a nice time watching, hanging out here on Romhack Races. If you care to, you can bop that follow button and join us every Saturday at 8 for another race. We got another one coming up next week. We still got time to hang out here and chat. We got an hour to go on the clock, but I want to let everybody know, you can try this out for yourself even if you drop by the website. And if anyone's interested in racing with us, these are open to the public. All you got to do is just sign up so we know who you are and who to watch. And you can come join us on Saturdays.
Yeah, it is. I can say from many races worth of personal experience, it is a really good time.
It's been very cool to see new faces, so to speak, over the years. There's like people that are racing and then, oh, hey, somebody new. Oh, hey, they came back. Oh, hey, now they're here every week. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of, it's been cool to see people improve their skill as well. Like a 4 out of 10 is not what it used to be anymore.
No, it's definitely not. Yeah. I'd say the skill floor and ceiling have definitely moved over time. I'd love to, someday I will come back and race again. The real problem is that every week I forget to put myself on testing hiatus. And so, I just figure, oh, well, the level's already dropped. I might as well.
Well, I want to say I really appreciate that. We got a dedicated crew of testers that give up their time, volunteer throughout the week to just test the levels, give them a difficulty rating, make sure they're ship shape and ready to race. Although the makers have been doing great with that. It's a super fun process every week. I really appreciate you and all the others. I'll give a shout out to this level this week was tested by Kerr, RB Pimlico, Sulfur X, Mythrillionaire, and Walking Eye.
That's right. Yep. Excellent crew of people, and thank you, Fishcat. It's a lot of fun to do. I enjoy the testing process. I enjoy talking with the creators and getting to hear feedback on when I do something completely outlandishly misaligned with what they intended for the section, and figuring that out and reconciling it. It's a good time. It's a really good time.
I'm grateful that Romhack Races can, I think throughout the years and through the events that we've done and stuff, we've really done a very good job of kind of becoming a well-oiled machine for the production of sight reading Kaizo. Because I remember even way back in the day, 2017, StuCat could have it here, upper left. Can we get it? Let's go.
They're in. There they go. P-switch in hand. They see the setup. They're giving it enough thought to think. Oh, then they're looking. They see. Okay. They decided to trust it. They decided to trust it.
Good trust. Good job, StuCat. Well played.
StuCat. Well done.
GG.
Well done.
But I was gonna say,
it looks like we lost feed on Muzzle there.
Oh no. Muzzle, what's up? Thank you for the raid. Thank you for racing with us tonight. Thank you so much. I was gonna say, joined by amazing chests here in the upper right. You know, back in the days, the Mario Maker 1 in 2017 or whatever, there were races, and they were good, they were decent. But having been a part of that all the way up until now, I've really gotten to see the community evolution of like how to set up sight read Kaizo and the way how to do a good race level versus considerations. I always hear that in the tester channel, like, well, this is fine, but we need to make some considerations for the race in particular. And I'm just honestly super proud of the incredibly well-oiled machine that is just like producing these good races. Like, thank you. It's been really cool to see that whole evolution.
Yeah, it's the I'm always impressed with the awareness and the thought that the creators put in. And you know, it is a not uncommon conversation or thing to read in the testing channel of, you know, someone will maybe suggest something or make a comment about the readability of a section, and you know, a creator will say, if this ends up in a hack, I'm probably, you know, I won't pull this punch, but since this is a race setting, I'm gonna pull this punch because, you know, that, you know, I don't want anyone floundering for the whole race slot. So
yeah. I think makers have really kind of understood that, like, maybe it was different in the past where it's just like, no, like, I am making my level. And I think makers really understand now that it's like, you are making a race in particular. You know, what does your race level look like, and how does that like live up to the certain conditions that you'd want for a race? Because essentially you want people to win, right? And that's something I kind of point out in testing and stuff too. Like, at a certain point, we're creating an experience for people to actually win the level. They're just, you know, who's gonna do it quicker or whatever.
That's right. Now we got Chef Boy Eric in the upper left, amazing chest in the upper right, if I've remembered my left and my rights correctly. Hank Scorpio
good
bottom left, Zaplex bottom right. Good set of people here. It looks like, I think, so Zaplex, Hank Scorpio, they've seen the pipe a couple times now. They haven't gotten through with a live P-switch in hand. But I think they've seen enough. They probably know the score. At this point, it's probably just a matter of consistency and also convincing themselves that they know the right layer 2 timing to move on. And actually, I think so. Hank Scorpio, they're demonstrating they know exactly the timing. They just need to get all they needed to do was turn Yoshi around, get that P-switch back in Yoshi's mouth, and then, you know, spit it against a wall and then jump into it and catch it. Easy stuff, you know, just got to add that last little bit in.
And yeah, I absolutely agree, Fen. There's a pacing that's desirable for a race level. Grinding out a hard level can be fun, but in a race, how interesting is it to die on the same jump for an hour? Totally.
Hank? Oh.
Close.
So the small issue Hank had there, when they made the jump, they didn't make any attempt to ease off of jump. They didn't control their jump downwards though. They were just kind of happy to get up there and get the P-switch in hand, which is understandable. But that puts them at the top of that water section with an item in hand, which means they're just gonna fall that extra slow bit there. Could they have survived that if they had just thrown the P-switch forward, let it fall in front of them? Maybe, but close, nonetheless, very close.
Yeah, sometimes it can be just like, if there's a multiple steps to a trick or something, and you're having to just do the first thing. Like, I know I'm gonna fail the rest of this, but I just want to get the P-switch in my hand. One thing at a time.
Osu's saying that is Chef Boy Eric doing a little bit of cheese there? Have they successfully skipped that P-switch in the wall? Or have they maybe just not seen it? Let's watch, see the next time they get there.
Ooh, yo, Zaplex, though, getting really close. I saw that.
Oh, so close, yeah.
That spit.
Okay, they're going for it.
Oh, Mr. Hank Scorpio with the drop. Now, can they get out with it?
No!
Oh, man!
I think they panicked there, and I don't know if they had thought that through. That really looked like maybe I'm just seeing stuff, but that did look like what I was thinking earlier, that they're looking at it and going, well, the sludge is going to kill me, but I can hit the P-switch one more time and bring the nub through, and it'll respawn on the other side.
Yeah.
That's what that looked like there, because I mean, the jump, the turnaround, the accidental throw, that looked like an attempt to drop, jump, lands, and then just hold down and go through the pipe.
Yeah,
Which would work.
Yeah, and astute observation there for sure on your part.
Oh, I have the benefit of having tested the level, so there's I'm thinking back to what I was thinking when I was playing through it myself.
Do you think there's how does it like? What's your experience like having tested this and then seeing people play it? Do they do the same things? Or you're like, ah, yes, there's that thing that I did. Is it surprising? Is it?
I'm seeing a lot of the same problems and the struggles that I had in figuring stuff out and getting consistent. I haven't seen anything wildly surprising yet, and I think what I'm really seeing is just kind of affirming to me that so many other people are having as much trouble as I did, just convincing themselves of where they need to be on this layer 2 timer, because it is it's tough. It's tough to think ahead and think when that goes up, when that goes down, what's where's that going to put me? What do I need in the next half a screen? But yeah, so far I haven't seen anything too fortunately, I haven't seen anything that's made me go, oops, we missed that.
Yeah. That really is good, though. I think that's great because it shows. I'm always just trying to find opportunities to demonstrate you are not you, just anyone. You are not the only one who is having this particular trouble. I've heard people that, man, I screwed up so much on this part, and blah, blah, blah. It was so easy. Like, yeah, but you're not alone. Right, that a good level, you'll have similar experiences across the board.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's just for confidence for people, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're not the only ones. Don't sweat it. Everyone is having this same difficulty. That is true, though. In a race, it's hard to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to convince yourself that, well, that's probably true, but I am particularly having the most particularly bad time. I think Mr. Hank Scorpio there, he's getting really consistent, getting all the way to the end, but I think they're a little bit too close to the wall when they're spitting out the P-switch, and that's why it's getting underneath Yoshi's feet instead of getting into Mario's hands. If there was a little bit more space, they need to kind of back up a little bit from the wall. Also, yeah. Does this level remind you of Clapper's Cavern, or that level from DKC2 with the seal, where the lava is water and he blows the bubbles on the water and it makes it cool?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It is actually, one of the things that kind of makes me laugh a little bit, or amuses me, is just how much DKC influence has been in Kaizo for so long. Kaizo creators, not all of them, but a lot of Kaizo creators really love their Donkey Kong Country, they love their Mega Man. You see a lot of those influences all over. I blame Takamoto. Fen, I blame Takamoto for that as well. I think, fun fact, both Takamoto and the person they made the Kaizo 1, 2, and 3 for were both also very interested in DKC. I'm not sure that they were speedrunners, but they definitely have. I think the one of them had like tech videos on an old YouTube channel somewhere.
Yes, that is true. Not the only footage, but some of the only footage we have of T Takamoto actually playing games are some DKC videos they have on their Nico video.
Through Mr. Hank Scorpio finally getting the feel for the section there and going right for the orb. They said, I've been in here enough. I don't need to check if this is a horizontal level. I'm just getting that orb. It's a good call.
Nicely done. Nice. GG, Mr. Hank Scorpio. Well played.
But yeah, and thank you for confirming. I'm glad I remembered that. Right.
Yep, that is the case.
Proof that Takamoto was here.
You can still go to T Takamoto's Nico video page Most of the original Kaizo uploads have been removed, but there are some DKC videos that remain, and apparently a video that is them and Arkiba playing Mario Party together. But yeah, you can actually like go back and watch from 2007, I think, and you can actually watch Takamoto themselves play DKC. They're quite good, and that's actually one of the things that kind of confirmed for me that I think Takamoto is a good player. Takamoto could play the stuff he made.
Oh, absolutely. I feel pretty confident in that as well. So we got Ender of Games joining us here. Also, I think everyone really able to stare down the pipe already. Oh, Zaplex with a chance. Little slow. Unfortunate for them that the P-switch, while it was going back and forth in that corridor, got stuck between 2 coins as they became blocks again. That cost them an important bit of time.
Freaking P-switches.
I know.
Freaking blocks and coins. That would be a way, though, to get something stuck in a wall, is just be over a coin when it turns back into a block.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you can make something in terms of level construction. I'm sure you can make something compelling that requires that. Chance for Zaplex. Zaplex moving a little too fast there. They knew that they were running out of time.
That's a good point, though, you just brought up about like Kaizo design in general, is that like Kaizo is often spurred on by just like, okay, something weird happened. This is a silly thing. How can I make a level that makes this interesting and fun? How do I put this trick in center stage? And if it's something maybe like some weird interaction or a glitch or a trick or a custom change in the code or something, it's just sort of all about like, how do I show this off in a cool way?
Yeah, and I have in fact heard that or read that from various creators at various times that, you know, you point out a trick or you say like, oh, hey, this is really interesting. This is odd. I don't think I've seen that before. And the answer is basically, yeah, I was making something else and I totally didn't expect this thing to happen. And I thought it was really cool. So I made a level around it.
Yep. I actually just found an undiscovered glitch in Mario 2 because it was cheese in a level that I was building, and I accidentally got it to happen. And I was like, oh, that's actually amazing and a never before seen property. So now it's just in the level as a cheese strat.
There you go.
Now it's a speed strat.
Yep, Kurt confirming freaking how Model Drift 2's overworld after DKC. The influences are everywhere.
DKC just has such environment.
It does.
It has so much going for it with environment.
Great environment. In terms of the, you know, those Super Nintendo platformers, you know, you compare DKC to Mario. I would say that DKC did a pretty impressive job of keeping their auto scrollers interesting, which is a feat, and a feat that not every game gets right.
Yo, Mr. Hank Scorpio, thank you for the raid. Thanks for racing tonight. Hey, wanted to point out, too, speaking of getting raids and things, if you want a little bit more Kaizo in your life, go and follow the racers. There are a lot of people getting their name out there, coming on Romhack races, showing off their skills. And I know people who are playing Kaizo later tonight, so, you know, give them a follow, drop by their chat, say, hey, good job, I saw you on Romhack races, that was great, you know. Really makes somebody's day. It's a really nice thing to hear. And there are so many cool streamers in the Kaizo Mario community on Twitch and on other platforms too.
That's right.
Oh man, I am joined by my co-commentator, RB Pimlico, and also Mallow the Cat, who has decided that right about now it's cat time. So yeah, post your favorite cat emotes. It's
adding some important quality to the production there. Thank you. Thank Mallow coming to save us.
He already beat the level. How are y'all doing tonight, chat? What's up? It's Saturday night. We're hanging out with Chef Boy Eric, Amazing Chest Ender, and Zaplex, and all of you. Hope you're having a good time, feeling comfy on Saturday. How you doing? What have you been playing? RB, what have you been playing lately? Oh, Zaplex might be. Oh, no.
Zaplex with a chance. Oh, getting a little caught up in the wall there. Which I've been playing a lot of Kaizo lately, which is probably no surprise. You know, I was just before we started today, I was playing a hack by Drop the Hammer 2 called Hammer Time, which was an
Oh
absolute blast to
yeah.
play. Pixel Ninetales just dropped a hack on SMW Central yesterday. That was an absolute blast to play. Fourth Chamber by Abstract Tribe, also absolutely incredible. I feel like I have vibed very much with every hack I've played recently, which is fantastic. I dipped into a little bit of horror yesterday, Glitch. I played a little Callisto Protocol. I'm not quite as good at it as I am at Kaizo, but you know I'm getting there.
Excellent. I think that's good. I appreciate that. You know, standard and non-Kaizo stuff. People are always, you know, how do I learn? What Kaizo hack should I play to get better? I mean, you can, but standard is, I think, such a valuable kind of skill to have. You can't, it can't always be the extreme kind of stuff. And when you learn Kaizo, something I always caution, you know, you're learning one path, one iteration of the trick. It teaches you patience. And that's a good way to put it.
You patience. Yeah, I mean, what about you, Lich Cat? What have you been playing lately?
I have honestly not really been playing that much. The moderation queue on SMW Central is a little bit chill right now. I did notice there's a new hack from Damon Tom out with some really hard, kind of hardcore stuff that might be fun. But actually, I've been playing pinball for our monthly challenge. SB, a friend of ours on Discord, picked out this digital recreation of this European table called Time Machine. Love it. I know this isn't necessarily pinball races, but holy moly, Time Machine is just the coolest table I played. Solid state from the 80s, European made, and it's different. It's like fair in a way that American capitalist tables are not.
Well, that's very cool. That's very cool. I can't pretend that I ever got good at pinball. You know, like many people, I think from my generation, I was a big fan of the pinball game that used to come with, was it Windows 98
Space Cadet.
I think? That's right, Space Cadet. Absolute jam of a game there.
It's actually kind of interesting. Fun fact about that: 3D Space Cadet was actually made by like real pinball developers and was supposed to be part of a bigger pack of tables. And oddly enough, it's kind of weird how 3D Pinball Space Cadet like almost single-handedly saved pinball. Right? Because like everybody knows about that, and pinball almost completely died when the newfangled video games started taking up space in the arcades. It like almost didn't make it at all. And I honestly think 3D Space Cadet really factors into that.
Well, credit where it is due for sure. Absolute fun game, and yeah, bringing the joy of pinball to the generation. See Chef Boy Eric again taking a little look at the end there, thinking through how they need to adjust. Past one's been playing Nier Automata, good choice. And Fen with a bit of Pokemon.
My dad also taught me to play pinball a little bit. He taught me that you could hold the ball on the flipper. I think that was like the only skill he knew, but he was good at it. We used to play Rocky and Bullwinkle together back in the day. Zaplex though, trying to play their way out. No.
Again losing that. So they're doing the right thing to make sure that they fall fast enough. But I think they are maybe letting go of the P-switch a little too late, or they're also maybe just for convenience sake throwing it up to make sure that they don't collide on the way down. I think both of those are putting that P-switch a little too far into the water, and they're losing time waiting for it to fall. They're right there. I mean, they need a fraction of a second back in their hands. And maybe, I mean, with how much time they have, they might be able to just do it if they can get really clean execution. Ooh, that's not going to be enough time. If they can get really clean execution with their throws at the end, they might just have it.
Yeah, the faster they can get down there, the more time they have to fumble around before that lava comes up. Yo, I am loving the analysis. I really appreciate this. I just want to say, really good job. This is excellent. I appreciate your insights on this very much.
Glitchcat, I appreciate it. Again, I really appreciate you asking me to come on, and again sharing the commentators booth.
Oh, you can come back if you want.
I would love to. You know, you treat us well up here. The craft services table is great. You know.
Hey, all right.
How's the open bar, Fen? I've been trying to stay off. I got to keep the analysis on point. You know, I'm trying to slow it down.
Oh, there's Zaplex.
And they're through. Oh, they were touching. They were touching that sludge.
Oh, and the yump.
The yump.
Let's
for
go.
The flare. Excellent.
Yeah, that's a little thing in vanilla style lava, delicious vanilla style lava at the open bar, where Mario's foot, the little bubbly texture at the top of the lava, that will not kill you. And normally in like the regular game, that doesn't matter, but in Kaizo, yeah, that matters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can get Mario can get his feet hot in the lava without actually dying, and you can certainly use, and we saw that from Zaplex, using that little bit of safety to be able to get through there without being killed.
Yep. We got
oh yeah, that's true.
Now.
Yeah, you can swim. Yeah, also, yeah, you can swim actually. Technically,
that's
you can
right.
swim in that.
Yes, you can. You can swim in it. There's a let's see. There's a speed strat in. I want to say it's Invictus in I think it's in the level. It's a bunch of like one screens. I believe there's a little bit with some ceiling lava and some falling chucks.
Yeah.
And you can either wait for there's a little wings platform to carry you across or something like that. And you can either wait for it or you can just dive in. Well, dive up and swim the couple tiles across. And there's also actually fantastic hack by Cozy Duck called Stand Tall and Shake the Heavens that has it's not quite the same. It's a little more constructed around being able to do it, but there's an entire level that uses and implements that little bit of oddness with first tile lava.
That makes me kind of want to think. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but this feels like something someone's done. I want to make a level where you get a superstar and then you periodically swim through lava. That seems kind of cool.
Yeah. I feel like star sections are not, other than just here, you know, here's a lot of munchers, which is, you know, to some extent, I mean, that's the obvious application, but yeah, I feel like star sections outside of that standard aren't too present.
If you want some star levels, Superstar by Margo came out recently.
I'm making my way to it. I just recently played the deluxe edition of Sure Shot, which was an absolute blast. And yeah, I'm working my way back through the never shrinking SMW backlog of Kaizo to play.
Yeah.
B2D got lucky with the water tile and the lava getting in the final pipe in this level. B2D, we take luck. We take luck. Luck is a good skill to have.
I mean, in reality, you don't really want to rely on that foot in the lava thing. Everyone we're seeing here, again, all pretty consistent through the section. We haven't seen Mangort too much yet. Looks like Mangort is still learning, or maybe they're just feeling out. Again, just feeling where the boundaries of the pen are. Do they need Yoshi all the way through? Is there anything Fire didn't consider? Which, you know, if you're just getting to the section, those are the right things to do. Yeah. You wanna test your space. Figure out if there's any cracks in the wall. That does get me thinking, like, I can't remember the last time a Romhack race level was substantially cheesed. I think Louis Douce got a rope glitch one time in a really old one or something. But I really, like, cannot remember the last time that someone, wow, I can't believe it, they broke the level. Oh, geez, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah,
We've seen some little alternate strats and some little saves here and there, but nothing that I would say is like, wow, that just is broken.
Yeah, I can't. So for myself personally, I'm not sure that I've ever really broken something. I can think I've had one or two clears where I, was able to secure a slightly better spot on the leaderboard just because I got lucky and there was, something was supposed to be totally closed off. I can't remember the level, but I remember it ended with a vertical downward section. I was falling, and there was a little spot that I could just kind of catch the corner of and kind of jump off and pull myself into where I was supposed to go, which I shouldn't have been able to do, because at that point I should have, quote, missed it. But that's that's not much. That's not big cheese by any means. Yeah, I can't think of anything that's, oh well, whoops, they flew over the level.
Yeah. Has there been a Romhack race level with multiple paths? No, not necessarily. But we did have a standard. We have had a few standard hard levels before.
Oh, that's right. There was a standard level. I think not this Halloween, but last Halloween.
Past Halloween, I think so. From Yope, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because I was at the time still racing. I hadn't started testing yet. That was a fun one.
There was one thatCio and Margot collaborated on. Oh yeah, that had rooms you could choose. Yeah, true. And you had to pick like just a certain amount of them. Multiple paths gets a little bit tough for the scouts.
Yeah, I can imagine. Amazing chest again. I think as many have done at the end here, taking a second to absorb, think about what they're seeing and what they're doing, really processing the. And hopefully, which was the entire intent of FYRE's intent behind putting that trick in the ante room, in the midway room, hopefully connecting the dots of, well, they put me in a small locked cage, and the key was this somewhat obscure Yoshi tech, and maybe I should use that again. The hope, of course, is that that's exactly what the players would do when they get to the end.
It's something really like another little aphorism I try to remind myself when I'm playing is think with the gimmick. It's like sometimes I was playing a hack just the other night. It was a standard hack even. And I got to this part and I'm just like, I do not get this. This is impossible. Oh, I have wall jumps. Forgot about that.
Yep.
You
gotta remember the gimmick.
Yeah. Think with your powers. Think using, okay, like I would go over and pick this up, but I have telekinesis. So it's like, actually thinking to use them sometimes is trickier than it seems.
It is, especially, and again, this is kind of there's something of a, I should remember the term. I don't. There's a formalized term for this in learning applications, but as you kind of get more experienced with Kaizo, you might hit a little bit of a dip where you get so used to the things that you've learned and the knowledge that you've accumulated that when you're thrown those different setups, that new stuff, chocolate ASM, or just vanilla stuff that you're not as familiar with, it's hard to stay fluid and flexible enough to remember to think with your powers, to remember what's at hand, what's already been shown to you, and incorporate that into the gameplay. And then you get that position enough times, right? That's the next learning curve, and then you can step into any Romhack race level and know exactly what to do.
Heck yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, I find that too sometimes. It's like people talk about Kaizo regression or whatever, and I think that's an imprecise term for a more specific thing that's happening. I mean, at a certain point, your muscles get tired in your hands. Mm-hmm. Your hands like just kind of stop and get kind of squishy. They're not as precise. And at a certain point too, you're new to something, you're learning it, and you're very aware, you're focused, you're attentive on it. And then after a while, you've gotten good, and now you've gotten kind of lazy, right? And I find that sometimes when I've been grinding a level for a while, I start dying on earlier obstacles. Why is that? Because I've spent so much time with it now that I'm like, I don't need to do it the right way that I already learned anymore. I'm trying to go quicker. Come on, I already know this, And it's like, where does that regression come from? It's like you got so good at it that you stopped paying attention without even realizing it. Just enough to get those extra deaths.
That's right. You can get lazy at the stuff that you've kind of already written off. And again, just like with if you're feeling uncertain about something, you're spending brain power cue the music. You're spending brain power thinking about it, and that also that's also true of coming across the new thing when you're working your way through a level and you get to your PB and you see that next new thing that you need to do. You're spending effort and brain power thinking about, okay, how do I parse this? What am I actually seeing? What am I going to do? And that distraction, right, cuts into your ability to execute all that stuff you've already done and learned.
Yeah.
You've only got so much brain, you know. It's got to do all the work.
Yeah, figuring things out can just be exhausting, like physically so.
Yeah, Ender getting their P-switch stuck in the ceiling there. Always unfortunate.
Just vibing. Well, said we got about we schedule 2 hours for these races every week. We got about 20 minutes to go. We're hoping for some more clears. If you want to be one of those clears, go to the website romhackraces.com. Download the patch for yourself. Try them out. We got all our levels, all 219 of them. They're all there. If you're looking for something maybe like kind of bite-sized, you don't have to play a whole hack, but just try one level, see if you can get it. Check it out for yourself. That's romhackraces.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chef Boy, Eric, so close.
Yeah, all of the past levels are absolutely worth playing, and there's Glitch, you probably know this better than me. There's 2 seasons of bundles on SMW Central, maybe 3, I'm not sure, but some of those earliest ones are kind of bundled together, but you can always just go to romhackraces.com and find the patch files for all of them.
Yeah, 2 or 3. It's in the past we had tried to do putting out the seasons of levels as like a collab hack, and I think in practice as time went on that proved to be very difficult because
absolutely
all the patches that need standardized. I mean, we have the base ROM even, but then people are adding their own ASM and mapping the RAM differently and all these kinds of things. So yeah, in practice we just kind of I think that sort of fell off, and honestly it's a lot of work to just take these all and then put them in a collab hack again. When people can just download the individual levels. And I've always felt myself like the individual levels is more in the spirit. It's like we're racing individual levels, but then we put them in a whole hack, so you're supposed to play the whole hack. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of like antithetical to the whole idea.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. They were made in not isolation, but yeah, they were made to stand on their own, and yeah, that is what they are. They're each an individual creation.
Yeah, I remember talking about merging levels and having things. The last time that happened was the past in-person GDQ race when we're like all scrambling at the 11th hour to try to make something not crash. Yeah, lesson learned from that one, which is next time we do something like that, make a base ROM ahead of time.
Yep. And
then give it to all the makers. Like, build on this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, no, and I think you're right. Having them for these races that have already happened, having them separate is I think that a collab hack doesn't make as much sense as just a zipped folder. Just here's what you need is the levels, and you enjoy each one separately.
Thanks for hanging out, all. Like I said, drop the follow. See us on Saturdays. We got some time to hang out here. We're looking for a clear from Chef Boy Eric, Amazing Chest, Ender of Games, or Mangord, whoever's going to be able to get it. Drop a follow for the racers. If they end up going over time a little bit, you can see how they finish it out on their own channels. That's always a cool thing to do. I really want to try to advocate for the racers. They're putting themselves out here. They're doing the work. They're playing, they're entertaining everybody. The racers are the stars here. And, they definitely deserve a follow. Give them a sub. Drop by their channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Please follow all of these racers. They're all great players, stellar gamers.
Also, you too, there, RB Pimlico. You should follow that as well. I mean, you already follow yourself.
You know,
But,
I try to, and Twitch keeps telling me I can't follow myself. It's really difficult. I never catch my own streams.
You cannot ban yourself from your own channel.
No, thank you. And of course, as I hopefully don't need to tell anyone here, you should absolutely be following Glitchcat. Pillar of SMW and excellent content.
Aw, thanks. I'm making SMB2 now. I'll be back to World later.
So it's just an absolute pillar of Mario itself. I mean, it's true. There's not too many SMB2 hacks out there. It is a
someday we'll get past double digits. Someday. That future is coming where there will be more than 6 or so Mario 2 hacks in the world. I was considering, this is kind of a teaser for me, but I was considering with the new year for Mario Day or whatever, maybe a Romhack race thing, maybe just a stream thing, but I'd like to spearhead a Super Mario Bros. 2 level design contest. And it would be this kind of thing where, and I'll tell you that now, I'll announce the contest soon, maybe after the new year, but you know, if people want to get started working on it now, I can tell you, 2 LDC, I like that. Basically no restrictions at all whatsoever. Just do whatever you want. What kind of level do you want to make? Who cares? Whatever you want, make it. You know, nothing like Kaiser. It's so small, right? Not as many people doing it. So just any Mario 2 level at all, and could have like a subcon LDC kind of thing. Maybe put them out, show them off on Romhack races or something like that. But I would love to spearhead some more Mario 2 construction.
Yeah, I think that would be great. See, I mean, I myself, I got a lot of work to do with learning SMB2. I am very not versed. I tried. So there's an SMB2 race. I think since I started doing testing, and I think I just barely managed to navigate my way through that level, but yeah, I lack a lot of skill and knowledge there.
It's tricky. I mean, it's a whole other game, and it really has its own little idiosyncrasies, and just like Kaizo, all these little things that you just kind of ought to know, and it's hard to teach otherwise.
Yeah. Red Feather stuff. I believe Red Feathers has made. Fen was Red Feather the one that made the level that I am thinking of sometime in the last.
Was that the double race that was also my level? There was Red Feathers made one, and also Delta 2 made SMB2 level.
Yes, perhaps. I only remember testing the one. And I guess it was Red Feather's level. It was I mean, it was a great level. There was you know, there was some throwing and running on thrown turnips. There was, you know, there's some a little bit of kind of maze like construction.
The possibility for maze design in SMB2 is just actually ridiculous.
Yeah, with like going in and out of the I remember that level had some you had to go in and out of the, I'm gonna call it like the nighttime, or like, you know, the dream state stuff, right? And to figure out where stuff was. Kazron, have a wonderful night. Thank you for the good luck to the racers.
Thanks everybody for hanging out. Yo, this is really great. This is a super fun one tonight. I didn't know if I would be able to make it this week. Thank you for offering to fill in. Thanks for being here too. But I'm glad I could get to do this, because I really enjoy these. This is kind of my favorite part of the week. It's always nice to just kick it and hang out with everybody.
Absolutely. I'm glad I'm here. Chef Boy Eric getting really close there. They got to the bottom with the P-switch. Small misinterpretation of what their next move should be there.
Yo, who won tonight? That would be Louis Duce. You can check the leaderboard right there. Fen's got the leaderboard for you right on the website. And big shout outs to, forgot to even mention Osu. Freaking Osu Mario Kartman, our good friend, running the restream tonight. And also, of course, Fen, who doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, helping out with testing, opening and closing the level, making the announcement on Discord. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And of course, Dr. No and D to the fourth, running tech behind the scenes and help. Of course, Kelgand as well, helping us out with our bot and doing all sorts of tech wizardry.
And of course, everyone that is and has been actively scouting today.
That would be Fen, Captain Blueprint, and What Up Dot. Thanks to the scouts, though. If anyone would like to help out, we are always looking for more volunteers. You can sign up or learn more about it, on the website or on the Discord server. Scouts to watch the other racers, restreamers, testers, commentary. If you're interested, hit us up and can get you in the system. Yeah, rough 9. We got about 9 minutes to go here, so we're looking for some clears, but the racers can, just keep playing onward. That's fine for them.
Yeah, Chef Boy Eric really just knocking at the door. They're close. They're really close. Any of these attempts absolutely could be it. It's like Mangort, Amazing Chess, and Ender of Games. They're all. I think they know the general map of what they need to do. Still kind of working out the and I think again the whole time looking at the particularities, where they need to be, where they do and don't have time. And I'm sure getting so yeah, you can see Mangort there. They understand what they need to do with getting that P-switch back in Yoshi's mouth. But as Glitchcat said earlier, you gotta there's ways to make it easier for yourself. You gotta keep your motion fluid, get on it late, right before you actually hit the ground again, as far onto the side of the P-switch as you can, to give yourself the time to turn around. And it's if it's something you haven't done a couple times, it is hard to get the feel for it on the fly. Even it's a small move, right? But it's it's time pressure and it's specific. Everyone likes buttons. Fen, tonight was the first time I've actually seen the scouting tool, and it is very cool. It looks like we're advertising the scouting role here in the chat, and it does look like you get a cool little command center setup thing. Very neat. There's color coding. It's impressively automated. Very cool thing.
Big shout outs to Kelgan. Yeah.
Yes, and shout outs to the developers there.
Oh, yo, Mangort. Oh, man, they had a really good run there. But Chef Boy Eric.
There we go. I knew they were just knocking at the door. They were ready. I knew they'd get through.
GG. I love that. I love the 11th hour clear. Love to see it.
Creeping in there, sub 2. Very well done. And CO joining the page.
Oh, what's up, CO?
Well, Pseudo joining the page. Let's see. They're almost there. There they are. There they are.
I think Mangort taking a little bit of a moment just to kind of look at that, like he said.
Yep. Feel like really taking it in, thinking it through.
Yo, thanks for the raid, Chef Boy Eric. Thanks for hanging out. Good, clear, great job.
Yeah, well done. Very well done, Chef Boy Eric.
Oh man, Amazing Chest getting really close.
Yeah,
they needed to do that because they would have got hit by the lava, but they need the switch down below.
Yeah, if you catch the water above you below the top of the wall, you need to already be moving horizontal once you get into the water up there, or else you're just not going to have enough time. Any time wasted rising on your way there is gonna kill you. Yeah, and I think everyone's kind of they've got a grasp of it. They're filing down, for consistency and accuracy at this point.
Yeah, it's a lot. I describe like coming to a clear for a level like this, kind of just like polishing. You know what to do, and then it's a little bit rough there. Okay, don't jump too far there. Always back up here. And you just like sort of polish out the little rough spots in the technique.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. It is, as Sven said, it's a very tight ending. It's specific, and the window is narrow for sure. CO looking like they're having a little bit of the classic struggle of getting out of water as the water itself is moving, which I am also not the best at. It's, for as many of you probably know, exiting water in SMW is really simply a matter of having the up button pressed in as you kind of just press jump and give yourself momentum. As long as you're holding up, you'll exit the water. But as you're popping in and out of it, you can kind of as the water is going down on this layer too, it can really throw you off. You can suddenly be out of the water and not get a jump when you think you should, because the water just passed by you when you weren't expecting it. Something seems impossible. After a bit of fine-tuning, it works super well. Yep, that is true. You can, it happens all the time. You can play something, you can just look at it and convince yourself, oh no, I can't do that. That's not possible. That gap's too small, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, if you let go of that long enough and just plug away at it, you can find, oh nope, I was wrong. letting go of those suppositions is important for getting through levels.
We got about 2 minutes to go here. Thank y'all. I'd say just thanks for hanging out. I don't want to jump the gun on the wrap up too much, but if you're having fun, you're new, don't forget to drop a follow. Come back and see us every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern for another race. I think we're taking a hiatus on New Year's Eve. But other than that, we've got a stacked lineup of makers coming at you all the way till forever, presumably. So drop a follow. Come see the races at 8 every week. And in the meantime, check out more of the players in the Kaizo community. Thank you so much, RB, for hanging out tonight. Is there anything that you'd like to say kind of in our final 2 minutes here? Is there anything you want to say or promote? Do some self-promotion for yourself. Tell us where to find you and what you do.
Oh, well, of course, thank you everyone for being here. I'm, RB Pimlico. You can find me at twitch.tv/RB Pimlico for a great time every night. Come on down, hang out. No, really though, shout outs to everyone racing, please. If I think we had shout outs go out for the racers or some of the races as they were finishing, but I would definitely strongly encourage you follow everyone here. Follow Romhack races. Come back every Saturday and every other day that there are races or other events going on.
If we have more cool commentators trained up, then we could maybe have some special events and stuff. And I'm for real. Maybe I'll turn it over to you some night, and I'll just jump in the race.
We would love to see it. I'm sure everyone at Romhack races would absolutely love to see it.
I get there's a little bit of pressure, right? Like, oh, Glitchcat, it's his first time racing, and he came in 12th. All right, GG.
Oh no, you can always say that Mallow was playing for a bit, and they didn't really know the level.
Yeah. It's a fun community event wrapped up as a race.
That's right.
But thank you all for hanging out tonight. We are here at the 2-hour mark, so we're gonna let Osu, our restreamer, throw the raid over. I have been Glitchcat7. Thank you for just listening and hanging out tonight. This has been so fun. Really enjoyed the double commentary. RB, you absolutely killed it. Good job. I will we'll see you all probably tomorrow or Monday on my stream. RB, when's your next stream?
You know, I might jump on after we finish up here, just to finish up Hammer Time, which I was again, shout outs to Drop the Hammer too for making that. And last
Heck
shout
yeah.
out for me is please shout out to FYRE for making this level and everything else they've made.
Yo,
Stellar. But yeah, you know, I might get on and do some finishing up tonight.
Cool. Well, you know, we'll be lurking over there. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. You know what we say. You matter. Your thoughts matter. Your heart matters. Your feelings matter. You matter to other people in your lives. You matter to us as human beings. You matter to the internet's #1 longboy ferret, and the people that matter to you in your lives. Would love to hear from you about that. We know Black Lives Matter, LGBTQIA+ lives matter, Indigenous lives matter, disabled lives matter. You too. And I hope to see you all again for another Romhack race next Saturday. Keep hacking, everybody. Good job. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, everyone.